beach and get some lunch, yeah. Whoa, cruising downtown, let's have fun now. We gon' ride together till the sundown. It's always a vibe with me when you ride with me, yeah. You like when I do my drifting. We gon' take over the whole city, yeah. Just vibing right with me. Hop inside, going full speed. What's up, what's up? I'm in my vibe ride. My vibe ride, my vibe ride, my vibe ride, my vibe ride. Can we vibe out now and just cruise? Take my time, nothing to lose. You know it's perfect timing, no worry. So let's hop in that vibe and let's ride. Let's ride. Just vibe with me. Hop inside, going full speed. Full speed. What's up, what's up? I'm in my vibe ride. 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 Yeah. Choose your vibe, and ride for the night. Feeling excited, I'm living my life. No, we just different, you can't make a clone.
You know I'm a DJ, right? You should know this.
Choose your vibe. Got a whole lot of race. Choose your vibe. Got a whole lot of race. Choose your vibe. Got a whole lot of race. Choose your vibe. Got a whole lot of race. Choose your vibe.
You know the vibes.
Why? Why is it that you can't?
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to our call. You are tuned in to Vibe Rides. And
Why
this is our driver
cannot
training session.
let your-
My name is Scott Bachland. And if this is the first time that you're on, welcome. We have a lot of folks out there that have been with us since we've been doing these trainings for the last couple weeks. So I'm going to turn on my chat here this morning because it's kind of fun because we can watch through our dashboard who of our drivers that are out there, who's working, and who's out there, right now in their different communities picking up riders. So if you're one of our Vibe Rides approved drivers, I want to see you on the chat line here this morning. I'm on Zoom. If you're there, let's see which one of our approved drivers are listening in this morning. And I know Mark will take a look for us over on Facebook, but just chat me up here if we've got any on the phone today. I know we've got some of them that are always on the line. So do that for me. And then if you're new in this series, just to recap for everybody, we've gone over quite a bit of training over the last couple of weeks. And those trainings that we have are out there on Zoom, and they're also out there on Vibe Rides, our Facebook page. You can find those out there. Lots of good content, lots of good information. Some of the chats that we see coming in here from the people, or some of the questions that are answered or asked, excuse me, are all included in those video sessions that we did. So great training information. So if you get a chance, go back there and take a look at those. And again, just a reminder to everybody, I'm going to mention this now, and I'll mention it again at the end. This is going to be our last. This Friday is going to be our last, what I consider, daily meeting. We've been doing these for the last a little about 2.5 weeks now. We've been meeting every day at 11 o'clock. Starting next week on April 7th, and then continuing every Tuesday after that, we will be on at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And again, for our drivers out there, our call at 11 a.m. is just going to be strictly dedicated to you, the drivers. Always make sure that we're communicating with you, giving the most current information that's available out there, but we're really just focused on you as our drivers. So with that being said, Angela, are you running the slides today?
I am.
Okay, always good to have Angela here.
I was about to answer a chat real quick because we've got Tavares, and Tavares, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but welcome. It's his first day on the call for Vibe Rides, and I was just replying to him saying hello. So
awesome.
Tavares, welcome.
Awesome, that's exciting. First day with Vibe Rides. So Tavares, is that your first day is being approved, or is this just your first day and being on the call with us? We'll see what he comes back and says. But that's great. That's exciting to know. Okay, Angela, so let's bring up our slides here for today. Okay, again, this is our driver training series for Vibe Rides. Like I said, we're really focusing on you here as the drivers. Again, you've heard me mention our Spanish Zoom line for people out there. And then click onto our disclaimer, please, Angela. And as always, we go through this disclaimer just so everybody knows out here is that we're not making any guarantees. There's a lot of opportunities in Vibe Rides. There's a lot of opportunity with the way that we pay drivers. But again, this all going to depend on your commitment level and your skill level and your marketing skills. So with that, let's go on to the slides. The next slide, please. Okay, so I'm going to just recap again. On April 1st, when our CEO, Mr. Holton Buggs, was on the line, we talked about a lot of promos that we have going on. So again, I just want to recap those briefly. So first of all, we're looking for good videos. So we're looking for the first 10 drivers to send in a video. Okay, send it to us. And Angela, where are we supposed to send that video into again?
We're sending it to marketing@iboomerang.com. Now,
okay, and if we have some of our drivers here, how do we spell iBoomerang? So it's marketing at... it's right there. I guess I should have just looked at the screen. I didn't even see it. It's right there. So, and you'll get a hat. So send us a video, but make sure it's okay with your rider. Okay, we just want to make sure our riders are comfortable with it. If you let them know, get those videos in there. We're getting some in today, and next Tuesday we'll show some of those. So if you got the opportunity to record something with one of your riders, do that and send it in to us, and we will send you the Vibe hat that you see right there. That's a pretty cool hat. So we'll get you one of those. All right, next slide, please.
Actually, Scott, I just wanted to mention one more thing. Do not send any registration questions to marketing@iboomerang.com. This is only for the videos that you're getting from your experience with the rider. It's not has anything to do with Vibe Rides application registration. So remember, that goes to driver support at viberides.com. Okay, just wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
Good clarification, Angela. Okay, so also, this was a pretty big announcement. In fact, it's a very big announcement that Mr. Buggs made on April 1st. So for all of our drivers out there, you complete 25 rides in April and you're going to get a Vibe gear pack, okay? It's got lots of stuff. This is almost $200 of Vibe gear in this bundle. So it's pretty amazing. And let's just go on and take a look. And I could read through it, but let's go on the next slide and let's take a look at everything that's going to come in that bundle. Woo! You get those shirts, you get the polos, the t-shirt, a cap, a thermos. There's a hoodie in there. That shirt there, the blue one, is similar to what I'm wearing today. It says Vibe Rides. So really, you can brand yourself really well for your riders. They're going to know that you do Vibe Rides. So that's a pretty big opportunity. Like I said, $200 worth of value for one of those Vibe gear bundles. 25 drives, rides, all it takes in the month of April to actually get one of those sent to you. So for all of our drivers out there, I would strongly encourage you to get this bundle. Okay, Angela, next slide. And also, as we talked about earlier in the week, one of the things that we're focused on with our branding and marketing partner, iBoomerang, is to make sure that we can get riders. So we put together a program to incentivize people to take a ride with Vibe Rides. And let's just go on to the next slide here, Angela. I think that clarifies it pretty well. Okay, so to get in there for a rider, to get entry in the drawing, they just need to take a ride. Every ride they take will count as a separate entry. We're going to do a random drawing every week. We'll be doing it on our call on Tuesday. And that rider is going to get a 4-day, 3-night vacation in Cancun, an exclusive resort. They'll have to come up with their own airfare. But again, we're doing this from our marketing partner just to make sure that we can keep riders coming in. Next slide, please. Okay, back to you, our drivers. Again, our Vibe 5 driver promotion. Again, your initial 5 rides. When you hit your initial 5 rides, you're going to get a $50 reward from Vibe. Vibe Rides will give you a $50 reward after your initial 5 rides. But to do that, you've got to maintain that minimum rating of 4.2. I'm sure with all of our Vibe drivers, I'm sure that's good. The 4.2 is going to be by far the easiest thing to do. I'm sure you're all going to be 4.9, 5.0 drivers. But after those first 5 rides, you'll get a reward for $50. Okay, so I think that's it on the promos, Angela, if I'm correct. And okay, so we'll do that. Angela, you want to join me on the screen?
Absolutely.
Or we'll do the back and forth here again as we did yesterday. So I want to go back and see if everybody can say Angela. I don't know if you're on. Mark, can you make it so we can jump back and forth? Let's see.
Yeah, Angela needs to stop sharing.
Okay. I can.
Okay. It's always nice. Mark is kind of like, you know, that voice in the background is like your conscious on your shoulder. You know, when you're in your middle of your presentation, you always know that Mark is always there. It's a good safety feature. Good morning, Angela. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Good. So I want to go back and cover a few of the items that we went over yesterday. Again, I think there were some important items, some critical items, and I just want to go back and reemphasize some of them again with all of our drivers. We talked yesterday about how critical it is to download that app and the best practices for downloading the app. And I know there's been lots of changes that have been going on, Angela, so can you just, again, refresh for everybody on what they need to do to make sure they have the most current app out there?
Yes, absolutely. So I happened to be out in the field yesterday, and that was really, really fun. Being around the drivers and riders and seeing their process and what they're going through with the downloads and so forth. So I took lots of notes. And, you know, because that's why I was out there. I wanted to hear and see and listen to what was happening out in the field. So we had quite a few updates in the middle of the night that pushed through. So it's very, very critical and very important for both riders and drivers to, again, If it's not working over the air, which is basically closing your app and reopening it again, try to delete the app and download it again to get the most up-to-date. We had a ton of stuff go through yesterday because we wanted to make sure we give you the best experience. So we had the developers working overnight in finding and addressing those challenges, and they did that in the middle of the night. So please do that. Download the app again if need be, or make sure you close it and reopen it again.
Great. Thanks, Angela. And I think for everybody out there, to just give you a little understanding, is when you have an Apple operating system or an Android operating system, and there's many, many different versions of the phone, a lot of times what can happen is, we're not in control when Apple makes an update. We're not in control when Google makes an update to their operating system. And sometimes that can have an impact on our apps that run on your phone. That's why it's always so important to basically, when you're done, close your app out for the day and turn it back on the next day. And that'll always make sure that you keep current what's going on. And we want to make sure you always have the latest updates. So that's just good best practices for everybody. Other item I want to touch on again, Angela, we talked about yesterday. People keep asking, where am I in the process? Why aren't I approved? And we mentioned yesterday about you're getting text messages from our customer amazement team telling you what you need to do. So, Angela, can you tell them again what they should be doing as it relates to the incomplete information they might have on their profile?
Absolutely. So if you're getting some text messages, and you're getting reminder text messages to let you know, it may be documentation, it may be your 19-point inspection hasn't been uploaded, anything like that you need in order to finalize your whole process. You need to go back in and make sure you update in your information. That's the only way you're going to get approved, is you have to fill in that information. So keep an eye out on the text. Those are really important. Try to get back in there and finish the whole process. Now, again, if you went through a background check, that is a process as well. So you may be waiting for that. And then once you've done that, you have to register your vehicle. Once you've registered your vehicle and all the documentation, the other phase is to upload all those pictures and your 19-point inspection. So it is a process. But if you feel that you've gone through all that and everything is in the system, please send an email to driver support at viberides.com and let them know, I finished all of it. Can you please take a look at my file? If you're having challenges getting into the system, again, because this is what's going to happen. If you've been approved and there's a change, maybe your driver's license expired or you want to change your profile pic, you will need to send an email to driversupport@viberides.com. The reason why is that is a security protocol we have, because once you're approved, your profile goes into a sort of a lockdown. And for security reasons, you have to send in an email in order to let them know, I'd like to make some changes. These are the changes I'd like to make. Customer amazement team will review your question and then open up your profile in order for you to do that. But you have to let us know, okay? So once you're approved, you have to let us know. Otherwise, yes, keep doing that. Keep going in there. Keep updating your information. Let us know how it's going if you're having any challenges.
Thanks, Angela. So I'm just going to summarize here. If a driver hasn't completed their application, if they haven't been approved, they can actually go in and upload all the missing information. But once they've been approved and they want to make a change, then they have to go to driver support at viberides.com. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, Scott.
Awesome. Okay. Some questions have come up from some of our drivers out there about all of the stay-at-home rules pertaining to rideshare. Would you like to give us a little brief review? It's really Texas and Florida, what that means for our drivers and our riders?
Yeah, I mean, we're in Texas and Florida, and that's what our market is right now. And if there's a stay-at-home rule in your area, we are considered an essential business, which means you can operate as a driver and riders can take rides. But please take note, you must follow social distancing protocols, which means if you're a driver and you're picking up a rider, make sure they're in the back seat and on the opposite side of where you are. So not behind you in the driver's side, make sure they're sitting away from you. So you're practicing that social distancing. No one in the front seat, because that's not following safety protocols. Also, please make sure you sanitize your vehicle before the next ride comes in. And of course, after you've done a ride, make sure you follow sanitation protocols. But now remember, that is up to you. It's not mandatory, even though it's an essential business. You need to be safe. So if you are sick, you should not be out there driving. Make sure you stay at home and go through the protocols in your 14 days and before you go back out there and practice social distancing. So that's very important.
And for those of you that, if you missed the call yesterday, Angela actually made a training video for us on how to go out and actually sanitize your vehicle. So she's done that. If you missed it yesterday, and if you'd like to see it, some good tips out there on really what you need to do, safety for both you and your riders. So go back and take a look at that. I just hope someday Angela will clean my car for me because she does such a great job of doing it. I'm just jealous. She does just a great job doing it. How about other questions, Angela? Anything that you've seen coming over the chat today that we want to talk about today?
In regards to the geofence, we're working on the geofence parameters for you. And so what we're doing is we want to be detailed and give you some visuals. So on Tuesday's call that we're going to be having weekly, so Tuesdays at 11 a.m. every week, we're going to have updates. One of those updates is going to be an actual geofence parameter picture for all the regions we're in, which is Florida and Texas. You'll be able to see those. The other update that's going to be coming through, and it should be pushing through in the next few days, you will get a push notification when you are outside the geofence. Now, remember, you can pick up a ride within the geofence, and it may take you outside the geofence. You're okay with that. You can drop off riders outside the geofence. But you'd have to come back into the geofence in order to get another ride or get pinged. So just remember that, but we'll have all those details for you visibly, I can't speak English today, visibly on Tuesday for you.
Yeah, and again, for those of you that really understand what a geofence is, it's very similar to navigation and maps that you have, and what the geofence will show when we visually be able to show you that next Tuesday is they'll literally be like a circle around a map. So you're going to see like, hey, here's Tampa and here's the geofence around that. So the area that you're at, you're going to have a general idea of when you're in and out of that geofence area. So it's critical. Everybody understands that. We don't want people to think, geez, I'm not getting a ride request. But like Angela said, we'll make sure the software tells you when you're in and out, but also give you a pictorial so you can actually see where you're at. I'm going through my list, Angela. I don't have a lot of other questions or items to cover today that we haven't covered over the last couple of weeks. Is there anything else that you have?
Yeah, let me just add to that geofence. We just got a question in the chat, and I just want to respond to that. So for Florida, Orlando and Tampa, we're identifying right now. So Tampa and Florida is sort of basically, you can call it open. There's no specific restrictions. But in regards to Fort Lauderdale, Broward County is the geofence. Broward County in that area. And then Miami-Dade County is the geofence for Miami. So I just wanted to let you know in regards to that, as well as for Houston, it is Harris County. So any city or suburb within the Harris County is part of the geofencing. just so you know, you have an idea of where the parameters are in those areas for now.
Great. Thanks for clarifying that, Angela. And, again, for the drivers out there, when we do these calls on Tuesday going forward, we understand that you're all out there working at the same time. You may not be able to tap into our call on Tuesday at 11 a.m. We hope to see you all here. If you can't, again, you'll be able to review it on Zoom. You'll be able to get it on our Facebook page at Vibe Rides. So that information will be available there. And we'll try to keep it under 30 minutes, so you're not worrying about, hey, well, I don't have the time to spend. I've got to go out and work and drive. But we'll try to keep it under 30 minutes. Next Tuesday, we're gonna announce some, I'll call it recognition programs for you, the drivers. We're gonna make this a little bit fun. We're gonna put some competition in there amongst the drivers. We're gonna have some fun time on that, and we're gonna go over that next Tuesday. So that's going to wrap it up for us today. Angela's raising her hand. She has one more item here. Yes,
yeah,
Angela.
I want to be able to definitely answer some questions here. So yesterday in the field, we had a few little, bumps in a sense where that's part of development. So we had a few drivers that weren't hearing their ping. So we found out that for a couple of drivers, it was an actual isolated system happening there. So we fixed that. That's part of the updates that went through this weekend. Mario, yes, it's been fixed. Just want to let you know. And also, for those individuals who didn't hear their ping, sometimes it's not a system, an overall system challenge. It's an isolated challenge, meaning you isolated challenge. So everyone, make sure your volumes are up. You have to have your volume up in order to hear your ping. So if you want it really loud, make sure you put the volume nice and loud in order to be hearing that. But we've tested it and it's working properly. So that's been updated. I just wanted to also speak about payment. So yesterday I had experience. I was with riders and drivers yesterday, which was really great. So last few days, we had a few riders that were having a challenge. And this is just for you as a driver to know, because you're part of the customer service environment. And so you want to be helpful with your riders if they're having a challenge. So they had a little challenge downloading their payment information, and they were getting mixed messages in regards, and sometimes they weren't getting messages at all. So when they put in their credit card and they went to confirm that they wanted a ride, it wasn't going through. So just so you know, everyone, that is one of the updates that went through as well. Payment systems should be working properly. But then again, if they are not, please let us know if anyone is having that experience. We are working through making it as easy as possible for everyone to download their credit cards and their payment information so they can take a ride. Otherwise, I think that's basically most of the information that